Oh boy, there were also many movies this year. I find myself every year less and less seeing more movies I look forward to. But what I did is I did the same thing I did with the TV shows. I took all the movies I watched this year, put them in a preference revealer, and we have the top 5. So here we go. Top 5. Then this again is all the movies I watched this year. You might have watched different movies than me. Good for you. Pat on the head. Take a cookie. But these are all the movies I watched. So, number 5, we have Uncharted. Now, Uncharted got a 7.5 from me. As a fan of Uncharted, I love Uncharted franchise. It was nice to see some of the Easter eggs in there from like, oh, it's from the video game. This movie, though, it's like the casting was off. I think was the main part of it. The casting was off. Mark Wahlberg as Sully was not working for me. I love Tom Holland, but as a Nathan Drake, I don't know, bro. I don't know. Like, a lot of that, I think that's where a lot of the discomfort came from. I was like, I don't know if you're right for this role. I mean, what also I didn't like was the fact that they undermined the villain. You know, you had Antonio Banderas as your villain. I'm like, oh my god, we're going crazy. That's going to be great. And then they undermine him immediately, and he's killed. And obviously, they have the female lieutenant take over. Because what else would you possibly do? They were also setting it in modern day, but I'm like, isn't Uncharted like if this is a prequel to Uncharted, this should be set further in the past, not modern day where they got cell phones and all this. Because you know, when did the first Uncharted game come out? Let's look that up. On Uncharted. Oh, hold up a minute. Oh, wait a minute. Yeah. Uncharted. Drake's Fortune. Came out in 2007. Jeez Louise, dude. Yeah. 2007 is when the first game came out. So you should be very much in the 80s? Late 80s. How old is Nathan Drake in this game? He's like in his mid-30s, right? Like, Nathan Drake's in his mid-30s, right? So, yeah, dude, you should be in the early 90s, late 80s. You're doing a prequel. But they got cell phones. So, there is that. But I did enjoy some of the Easter eggs where I'm like, oh, that's from the game. Where it's like, oh, that person's in it. Oh, that's awesome. You know? So it's like, that type of stuff is what gets me. So, it's a good, like, turn off your brain. This movie is not to make you think at all. It's a good turn off your brain action movie. But as an Uncharted movie, we got problems. But as just an overall action movie, it was fine. It was fine. We then have number 4, Fantastic Beasts, Secrets of Dumbledore. 7.5 out of 10 as well. A lot of people have problems. Got some problems with the Fantastic Beasts stuff because of the whole J.K. Rowling thing. When the people complain about that, I just want to watch the movie more. So people complaining about like Hogwarts Legacy, I'm like, you make me want to buy 2 copies of the game instead of 1. But yeah, I enjoyed it. I did. I really did enjoy Fantastic Beasts, Secrets of Dumbledore. I'm a Harry Potter fan. I'm a huge Harry Potter fan, so I'm always gonna like this. Yeah, I liked it. It was a nice prequel. We don't know if we're getting Fantastic Beasts 4, so this kind of ends in kind of like a, this could be the end, this could not be the end kind of thing. But I liked it. The battle with There was moments in the movie I'm like, wait, what? But that doesn't work. Wait, huh? But I thought, and then stuff happens like, oh, rectify. Ah, okay. There is also some problems with the movie as well. Of course, like some of the technology in the movie. I'm like, well, not technology, but magic down in the movie. I'm like, why did they use this in Harry Potter if they can do that? If you can do that here, that surely would have been helpful in Harry Potter. But you know. Anyway, again, Fantastic Beasts, Secret of Dumbledore. It's a nice movie. Number 3. Constantine, House of Mystery, 8.5 out of 10. Animated movie, right? It's the only one in the top 5. Constantine, House of Mystery. I very much enjoyed it. It's not even really a movie. It's more just like a 30-minute short, but whatever. I loved it. This movie was like, I was like, dude, if you gave me a Constantine anthology show like this, just a Constantine animated TV show like this, and this was kind of like a backdoor pilot to that, that'd be sweet. Every episode is a Constantine mystery where you get Zatanna, you get Etrigan, you get them all in there. Every episode. That would be sweet. Just an episodic Constantine animated show. I think that's some money right there, bro. I loved it. I loved every bit about it. The fact that it was also the kind of epilogue to Justice League Apocalypse War, which I loved Justice League Apocalypse War. So this is the epilogue to that, helped as well. And it's also when the reveal of why this is all happening to Constantine is also perfect. I loved it. I really liked this movie. And DC, do this live action. Do this in your live action. Speaking of DC live action, number 2, The Batman, 8.5 out of 10 as well. I loved this movie. I have been waiting for this movie for so long. I have been following The Batman for years. I have been following the production of this movie for years. And the fact that it was finally coming out, I was like, finally. All my waiting has paid off. All my waiting has paid off. I watched it, and I loved it. I loved it. I was on cloud 9 watching this movie. I watched The Batman on what could possibly be one of my favorite days ever, which is I watched The Batman, and then immediately after, I went and got pizza and watched AEW Revolution on the same day. I mean, that's not a perfect day. I don't know what is, you know? I loved this movie. It was nice to see more of a detective Batman, which we haven't seen a detective Batman on screen. So it was nice to see Detective Batman. Yeah, watching it, I was like, oh, that's so cool. That's how I was the whole movie. I'm like, oh, that's so cool. The opening monologue is so sweet. I have rewatched The Batman twice since watching it in theaters. Once with my mother and brother, because they didn't go to see it in the theater. In the theaters, it was me and my father. Then I rewatched it once with them, so they could see it. And then I rewatched it again one time by myself. But the thing is about Batman is that it is a commitment. It's 3 hours, so you gotta dedicate 3 hours of your life. But it is a good 3 hours. And then my number one movie of the year. With an 8.5 out of 10 as well. It's Bullet Train. I loved Bullet Train, man. Bullet Train was such a fun movie. It's what I needed. It's just a funny, stupid... There's assassins on a train. They're all trying to get these briefcases. All their stories eventually interlock and link. And it's like, I was watching the movie. I'm like, oh my god. It was funny, too. When's the last time I laughed when watching a movie that wasn't like... it's like the movie once is trying to make you laugh. And then you actually laugh at the jokes. It isn't like I'm laughing out loud because I'm like, oh, that's so stupid. Like I did with Doctor Strange 2, where I'm laughing at like all the scenes. I'm like, that's so stupid. This movie sucks. I was laughing. I'm like, no, this movie's awesome. I love this movie. Bullet Train is my favorite movie of the year. And I need to find it on a streaming platform. Please come out, Bullet Train. Please. Such a good movie. If you want to have just a fun, good time, Bullet Train. Bullet Train. And that's it. Those are my favorite movies of the year. What was your favorite movie of the year? Let me know in the comments down below. And I will see you next year, because this is the last video of the year.